Okay, so most of us have made it to the cave. This cave is designed by Hussein Agushi, aka Ray LC, right? And it's a kind of the what am I trying to say? Something that I just personally really wanted to see based on a concept in this body of work, being reminding ourselves of the wisdom of cave paintings, questioning and revisiting how they would have been used for communication within a society, and looking now to how we can use AI or technology to also create these drawings or artworks or images that can show us the way or offer guidance. And so, what I love about this whole body of work is the problem solution pairing that you'll see in a lot of the images as you approach them here, with the problem being on the left and then the solution being on the right, and the way that Ray's used AI to imagine like what would the solution be in a society taken over by heat wave, or where like the air is too toxic to breathe, and what would be the solution to that, or rising sea levels washing away our cities, and what is the solution to that. So there are, I think, 6 different pairs in here, and please feel free to visit all of them. um, let's see, trying to think of what else.
I've
I've
highlighted or spotlit Ray, who is the artist, and I just want to correct the cave was actually designed by Hussein Agushi, who's not Ray the artist. Hussein Agushi is a student who works with me from the interior design department. So,
Okay,
yeah,
thank you.
okay.
Yeah,
But
and
Ray, go ahead if you have something you want to add.
Thanks, Celine. First of all, the cave is amazing by Hussein. Beautiful adaptation. Couldn't have been imagined any better. Um, thanks for the introduction, Haley, and thanks, Deborah, Celine, for the opportunity here. This work was actually done in a workshop. So basically, we created the prompts. So kind of this like Luid approach to kind of give people the rules to play with this idea. But people really took kind of, advantages of this opportunity, right? For example, we would tell people the speculative story about, okay, like imagine now that in the future the heat wave is going to be intolerable every year. Like, give us a vision of what that feels like, and then use Stable Diffusion, Midjourney to generate. Most of these folks haven't really used those tools before, so in the workshop we kind of taught people how to use the prompting strategy. And then I think the fun and interesting thing we did is then we asked them to use ChatGPT to actually come up with a solution, quote unquote. And as you know, ChatGPT is very good at coming up with a lot of solutions without references or with fake references. So then they take these things and basically again try to visualize them in the actual solution, and that's actually, I think, the fun part. So for example, if you see the airport on the waterfront there. That was kind of their idea of like how transportation would work in a future where the airport will be subsumed by the water. And so that was difficult for them to generate that because they would have to like specify very specific details of how that thing works. And so they had to get really good at this process as well. So I would say this is also an example of where you take two different machine learning tools and use them together in a collaborative manner. And then we also, by the way, have a project where we take these machine learning outcome solutions and we actually constructed them into physical objects using recycled materials that were in the environment, and also just found material. And that, because in this case was not really cannot show in this particular format. We actually have that shown in DIS, so in like next month basically. So I guess and potentially next year, which would be, I'm super looking forward to what the cave is going to feel like, maybe in the projected reality of the Chicago cave, to have the opportunity to show that work there. So anyway, so super grateful for this huge cave, amazing, beautiful cave. And oh, one last thing is also The video upstairs that you might, I guess they might talk about early later, is actually kind of wasn't part of the original submission, but it made sense because we used machine learning to create this kind of vision of like resilience and construction, due to destruction and climate change. So basically, that was kind of like something that we wanted to put there, as opposed to just the images in the cave. So you can take a look at that too, and that's generated by Stable Diffusion deform. So it's kind of also a fun technology. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you so much, Ray. Yeah, thank you for speaking to that and clarifying some things. And I do want to bring us out of the cave now to see that video, just to give us a quick chance, because so the video is on the wall there on the right in Ray's section. And we'll just give folks a chance to engage with it if they haven't already before we move on.
Oh, I wanted to say one last thing about the video. It's actually work of me and also the RA in our lab, Letitia, Indonesian RA, who's really good at this kind of work. And as you know, like deformed stable diffusion is not easy to work with. The prompts have to be really precise. It won't work if you just give it a bunch of different things to transform into. So it was actually a lot of a technical challenge. So I wanted to also like call her out for this beautiful work that we created together.
Yeah. So I think you can hear even the beautiful soundtrack in the background, and we'll let folks explore that later on too. So we'll move down.